Alright, what I'm going to do here is show you a practical application for using the Blob Brush to ink in your artwork. So I have this illustration of a bee that I did a while ago. And I'll just scale them up a little bit, and I'm going to go to my layers, and I'll double click on this layer. I'll make this a template so I can dim it, and I'll turn this to 30% so it's very, very light. I'll create a layer on top of this, grab my Blob Brush, and let me zoom in. And with the Blob Brush selected, I can start to trace over the artwork. Alright, so I'm not going to be too precise here, but as you can see, I'm just going to take my time and try to show you guys how I would use this tool in real life. You get such a nice line with this. And of course, I use a Wacom tablet so I can really control the brush. Now, one of the things you'll notice here is I didn't connect this line. And this is where the Blob Brush really shines. The Blob Brush will automatically connect lines for you. So let me just show you here. I'll go to View, Outline, and you can see that these lines are not attached. I'll zoom in a little bit more, and you see this one is the same. I'll go ahead and grab my Blob Brush and click, and now they're connected. Now, of course, it's a little sloppy, but you see the point here. This is really the real beauty of using this tool. So you don't have to worry about, oh man, I didn't close that path. I'll never be able to color it again, because you could just simply draw to color the paths. So I'll go ahead and quickly just demonstrate for you guys once again how I use this tool. If you check out my website at diehardstudio.com, and by the way, you can see that on the About the Author lesson in this tutorial. I have an art blog section where I show a lot of the artwork that I create using Illustrator and Photoshop. And I'm going a little faster than normal, that's why I'm missing over here. But you'll see that I use the Blob Brush for a lot of the pieces that you see there. And they typically start off as a pencil drawing, and sometimes when I'm feeling pretty brave, I'll draw straight in Illustrator with no sketch, no concept, no idea of what I'm going to do at all. And I do that once in a while, just because sometimes I like to have a plan, but many times I don't. And that's just how art is. You can't think too hard about art. It should come to you. All right, you should have some idea about what you want to do. Let's say you want to create a dragon, right? So you say, all right, I'm going to draw a dragon. But you really don't know what kind of dragon. Will it be a fun dragon? Will it be an ice dragon? Will it be a bad dragon? You don't know. So you just open up your application of choice and just start to sketch right inside the application sometimes. No plan at all. And just let the artwork tell you what you're going to draw. Alright, so that's as far as I'm going to go with this. I'm going to show you now how to color this in after you use the Blob Brush. And one of the best ways I've found to paint with the Blob Brush is to use the Live Paint Bucket tool, which lives under the Shape Builder tool. So before I do that, let me go ahead and turn off the sketch layer so we can just see what we have here. Alright, so I have a lot more work to do, but I'm going to grab the Live Paint Bucket tool, and I'm going to show you something very interesting. If I try to click on this artwork, a dialog box warning will tell me that I have to first make a selection. So it says select a collection of paths, and then click again with this tool. Okay, great. I'll go to my selection tool, and I'll drag out a boundary. Then I'll grab the Live Paint Bucket tool again, and don't forget it lives under the Shape Builder. So if you're looking at the Shape Builder, click on it, hold it down until you see this little guy pop up. Then I can click, and it even says click to make a live paint group. And now I can start to give it a color. So I can give this a yellow color if I want to. And I can color, I'll choose a color here. And I'll click on the hair. And I can do all kinds of cool stuff. So you really just have the ability to change the colors on the fly with this tool. Now I do talk more about how to use this Live Paint Bucket elsewhere in this tutorial, so definitely check that out. But that's an example of how the Blob Brush can really make life a lot easier, especially for illustrators who want to ink in their artwork with a nice thick black line or any color you want, and then have the ability to color it in and get a very beautiful, clean piece of artwork out of it.